Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Living Life at Life U. I am your host, Dr. Veronica Garcia, and today I'm joined by super amazing members of the research department at Life University, Dr. Stephanie Sullivan and Erin Gilligan. Welcome guys, welcome back in. How are you doing?
Good.
We're glad to be here.
I'm so excited to have you guys back in because we are shining a light on a new project. Can we call it project?
Yeah, initiative.
Institute.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about CHARLI, what CHARLI is, what does it mean in research, and everything in between.
Okay, absolutely. So CHARLI is the Complementary Healthcare Advanced Research and Leadership Institute, or CHARLI's much easier to say. So basically, it's the brand initiative for all the research that occurs across campus. So how do we support and nurture the research? And CHARLI is really that kind of catch-all, for lack of a better term, or that branding for our research initiatives. And we really have 4 different aims. And that's the first is really to provide the infrastructure and support. The second is we want to build research capacity. So how do we help our students, our staff, our faculty, maybe even field doctors who have these amazing ideas? How do we help train them as future researchers? And then the third is high impact research studies, of course, right? And then what we really started to realize is it takes a community to do research. So we can have, as researchers, we can have these amazing ideas, but unless we take the time to talk to the people who are going to be influenced or who are going to be served by the research, then we may miss the mark sometimes. So it's really about community engagement and then that leadership piece too with that. So, that's kind of CHARLI in a nutshell, so to speak.
I love that. And how is that, how is this institute maybe shifted or different from the spaces that we've had in the past, starting forward?
So in the past, we've experienced a lot of different silos with the research on campus, and we have all these different great research happening, but we weren't talking to each other. And so me personally, I know that I was helping to administer the RISE scholarships, funded projects, and the student travel awards, but there was so much more to research on campus that I wasn't even part of that conversation. Until CHARLI started, and now CHARLI brings everything under the same umbrella is sort of the term, but it's not quite the term. But it's like uniting.
You've got to find the right term. For
unifying the silos.
I love it. I love it. Conferencing.
So you have, the things that I've experienced in the past as a project coordinator of scholarly activity and research. Now coming and talking about research track, talking about the Center for Compassion, Integrity, and Secular Ethics, the CCR, the Center for Chiropractic Research. So there are all these great things happening. And it's just about bringing the conversation together and honing the conversation to be more impactful.
And when you do that, you're able to leverage the experience across the university. So when you're functioning in a silo, you just kind of have your blinders on. You're like, yes, I'm just diving in deep. But when you open it up from a bigger perspective, then now you get this cross collaboration and that initial vision of the research becomes expanded and then the opportunities for impact become expanded. So
I love that. I love that because I think this has been a conversation often lately in the podcast, but also in the office and in the classroom is about taking away the compartments. We're so used to living in a world of compartments, whether it's in healthcare or in society. Like in healthcare, if you have a situation with the heart, you go to the heart doctor. If you have a situation with stomach, you go to the GI doctor, right? And these things, it sounds like CHARLI is just taking away those compartments and seeing that whole entity and that world as a whole, which is beautiful, and giving space to that. I love that. That's so exciting.
And I think I'm really excited to see what it does for the research conversation and the questions that come up, because I know in our work together with the research series as part of Living Life at Life U, that's one of the things we keep talking about is the research conversation and the questions and having CHARLI as a platform for all these different micro platforms to come through and really gain traction in the conversation. I think I'm really excited to see what happens with it.
And tell me, what are some of those spaces of growth where students can kind of like plug in with CHARLI and kind of just work and dive in if they don't know where to start?
For students in particular, there's a lot of different opportunities. So now having the different initiatives and centers kind of under one roof. They have a kind of a one-stop shop. I mean, it's been wonderful working with Erin too. And we had kind of functioned in our own silos. So getting to know Erin as well has been great. So they can reach out to him, but they can start to look at, okay, what are opportunities within the Center for Chiropractic Research, whether they're interested in neuroscience or autonomic nervous system function or movement and understanding the chiropractic adjustment, or other areas like the Center for Compassion, Integrity, and Secular Ethics, or even, ideas that they have just generating themselves. So they have a one-stop shop now that they can go to and connect with all of these different entities across campus.
Yeah. And marketing's been really, really great about helping us create a website, which is just CHARLI, CHARLI.life.edu.
Yep.
And it has just such a wealth of information about ways for students to get involved, but also for faculty and staff to get involved as well. But so I think there are definitely opportunities out there.
And CHARLI as an institute doesn't take away from any of the things that we have, but rather just keeping as a platform and enhancing those, it sounds like.
It's kind of like you were talking about the bigger perspective on health in general. There really has been this shift towards whole person health. And, it's that whole adage, we're so much more than the sum of our parts. And that's really what CHARLI does. It takes all of these individual parts and then it amplifies them.
I love that. So, tell me a little bit about what's happening right now in research besides CHARLI. What are some other, I know we have some stuff going on. Pop the bubble. I want to know everything.
Yeah. There's so much going on.
Yes.
Well, I think there's definitely the RISE scholarships is something I work very closely with. And we just received 4 renewals for next quarter and 2 new applications.
Yay!
So that's very exciting. And there are all sorts of different things and different subjects, from chiropractic care to pediatric chiropractic care to rodent morphology, and skeletons of the rodent. So that's really interesting. And then I think Dr. Sullivan can speak to other areas.
So we have a lot of, especially in the Center for Chiropractic Research, we have 2 really big projects that are even going to be a feature for our Founders Month of Giving. And we're looking at the younger generation and the older generation, and how can we really increase vitality and growth for both of those. So we're partnering with the New Zealand Center for Chiropractic Research and On-Site Chiropractic up in Wisconsin. And we're looking at the biopsychosocial aspects of providing chiropractic care inside the school system.
Wow.
So Dr. Lona Cook and Dr. Amanda Blonigan, they've been providing care in the school systems. And I was up there this past March, and I was in tears so many times just seeing those kids. They were so excited to just jump up on the table and get their chiropractic adjustment. So now we're looking at what are the brain changes that occur over time, what are their patient reports. So how are they socially responding to this chiropractic care? How is it benefiting them? And then also from a cognitive standpoint, are we looking at different changes in their cognitive performance just from the chiropractic care? So we're currently raising money for that. So that's kind of the new generation. And then the leading generation, we're looking at how does chiropractic influence markers for aging. So these biomarkers, how is it influencing cognition? How is it influencing muscle function? How is it impacting their immune system? And then can chiropractic actually change that? The new science is really showing that just like your aging can accelerate, it can also go the other direction. I mean, really some amazing research is coming out that says that we can actually reverse aging. So then why not chiropractic, right? So we're exploring this. And so those are 2 of the really big projects that we're raising money for in Founders Month of Giving. And we really hope to launch those in January, along with understanding mechanism of action, working with the community and doing research. So yeah, there's a lot, lot going on. Lots of exciting, fun stuff. So yeah.
From what I've seen, I think CHARLI really gives a chance to strengthen the community here, but it also affords us the chance to have bigger collaborations elsewhere. Is that something that you're seeing?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. And, I think what's amazing about it being complementary healthcare, so many people are like, oh yeah, complementary healthcare. Absolutely. How can we help? I take nutritional supplements or I go see a chiropractor, but then bringing it all together under one perspective, it really opens the door from several different angles. So
yeah. I'm so excited. Thank you. Thank you so much. I love that CHARLI's Beyond Life University. Yeah. It sounds like.
Without losing anything, gaining more here, but also expanding. I think that's the real point.
Yeah, and taking our mission and perspective kind of beyond our borders. So
I love that, and with Life University celebrating its 50th year, it sounds also like CHARLI is almost birthing itself with the 50th year celebration, and also just creating that constant vibration that Life University, I think, has in our community, in the profession, and different professions around the world with vitalism at hand. Tell me, where do you foresee, both of you, that 50th anniversary kind of continue to grow for the next 50 years of Life University?
Oh.
That's a big question.
That's a big one.
For researchers.
It's unlimited. No, it's been amazing kind of seeing, I've only been around for, just over right around 20 years now at the university. So, but I've worked with some of the individuals who started the research enterprise at Life, and, talking to them, they've really created some foundational topics that were researched, before I even came along. The vertebral subluxation complex with Skip Lance. There was a huge World Health Organization study done with Catherine Hoyres, John Grostick, the dentate ligament cord distortion hypothesis. All of those were done here at Life University. So then it's been amazing talking to, some of our kind of pioneers in the chiropractic research realm, and then now starting to collaborate with them and see where we're taking it and understanding how is chiropractic actually making changes in the body? Yeah. And then how do we advance the art of the chiropractic adjustment? And then through our research link arm, how do we share that with the community? So seeing where we've been, where we are now, and then from a where we're going perspective, I think CHARLI really opens it up to take what we've done from a chiropractic perspective and then expand it to complementary healthcare projects that are done across the campus. So it really does accelerate and amplify what we're able to do. Because bottom line, research is a team sport. So being able to work together and leverage each other's talents can make a huge difference. So I don't know if that really got to your question, but it did. Absolutely. Kind of where I see the progression.
Yeah, I do love the idea of it going and growing from a lot of focus ends up being on chiropractic research, but then like leaning into that complementary healthcare aspect of it and really bringing everything that the university has to offer to bear. And I think in 50 years, it's going to be even better.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Already so much growth in just 50 years. Because honestly, putting into perspective, 50 years, it's a long time, but it's also not.
It's not.
Right.
Right. So it's a little bit of both, depending on what spectrum we're in.
Yes.
It's a little bit of both, but to see just Life University started as a chiropractic college, but when we look at it right now, all the beautiful undergraduate programs that we have and the master's programs that we have, all around centered with lasting purpose to give, to do, to love, to serve, out of the sense of abundance without the expectation of anything in return.
Yes.
But also vitalism in every realm, whether you're doing business, computer information management, or science, and also you're doing biological sciences and nutrition and positive psychology and everything in between. It does shift, and it has been a beautiful shift at the university. And I'm excited that CHARLI is that shift for the centenary, right? For that celebration to see. And maybe I'll be around to see it, maybe I won't. Either way, the impact that both of you have done to the school, I'm so grateful. And I'm grateful for the future of this institution for you guys.
Well,
thank you guys.
Thank you for having us and for allowing us to share what we do.
Of course. It's an honor. It is an honor. And we are going to record more, hopefully.
Absolutely.
Soon.
We hope so. Stay tuned.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys for your time. Thank you for this beautiful institute and project and just bringing it back and taking away those compartments and seeing just projects as a whole. I appreciate you both. And we'll see you guys on the next episode of Living Life, a Life You. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.